Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and today I have a really neat car I'd like to show you. Come on over and take a look at it. This car is a 1958 Morgan Plus 4 four-seater car. It's a car that I find very fascinating. It was actually owned for a very long period, for over 40 years, by a fellow in New York State, and he just loved the car. I talked to him about the car. He drove it quite a bit, enjoyed it quite a bit, and it was just used and driven. He sold it in around 2021 to a gentleman in Ohio who sadly never had the opportunity to drive the car. The guy in Ohio got sick and couldn't drive it, and then never really enjoyed the car. We picked it up a couple months ago. So it's a car that it clearly, it has some patina going. The interior leather, the interior has some older patina. There are some minor cracks in the bodywork. So this is not a concours car. If you're looking for a concours show car, this is not your car. If you're looking for a perfect car, this is not your car. If you're looking for a very well-loved, nicely maintained Morgan that is incredible to drive and a lot of fun and looks just gorgeous sitting here, I would consider this car. So let's look at some of the details. The chrome is quite nice on the car. From the wing mirrors, the turn signals, Lucas driving lights, the trim around the headlights, horizontal grille, the vertical grille, horizontal bumper, all of that is very nice. The emblems on the car are excellent. The black paint overall is quite nice. We do have a couple, there's a star crack right here in the paint, right there. So paint is not perfect, but overall it's very nice. I did notice on this car, it had 8 holes drilled, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, that I believe the car originally had Brooklyn screens. They would have been mounted right here, would have folded down. The fellow that owned the car for 40 years knew nothing of, he did not have Brooklyns on the car. My suspicion is earlier in life, the car had Brooklyn screens on it. May or may not have been used competitively, I have no idea. A couple of years ago, the car was serviced. It had a set of brand new wire wheels put on it with new Michelin tires. They actually still have all the little nubbies on them. They really have very few miles on them. And he did all 5 tires are brand new. It does have the wings on the side of the windscreen. It also has on both sides, which we see this a lot, there's a little bit of bubbling in the paint here at the lower edge of the doors. So this is something that should be taken care of at some point. It's been there for a long time, I believe. Going to the interior of the car, I can't say for sure if it's original or not. I think there's a lot of originality to it. The top leather here, I believe, is all original. I believe all of this is original. I mentioned in the driving video, it has a gorgeous Brooklyn's banjo steering wheel and just a wonderful leather covering around the circumference of the wheel. This is just gorgeous. I mentioned it looks like a 32 Alpha. It's just wonderful to feel and drive this car. All of the gauges and instruments are working. Our amps, oil, temp, and water are all working. Speedometer and odometer are working. The wood is nice in the dash. There's one split in the wood right there. But the car, and I suspect that all of this leather, I suspect, is all original. I think the seat surfaces may have been replaced, but I'm not sure. But the whole car just has a really cool patina going. It just has that really nice lived-in look without being worn out. The car, a couple years ago, not too long ago, it had an accident and it was hit in the right rear. It went to Morgan of New England and they restructured the rear of the car, and those are the invoices that I show in the photo gallery for this auction. They took the rear wings off, they put a brand new fuel tank in it. While they were there, they did some repairs on the frame of the car, and so there were new bumper supports put on. The work was beautifully done. They do really nice work there. You can't even see where what they did and the rest of the car blends in. The black paint, of course, all matches, but it's just, you can't even tell really where it was done. So the car has been repaired very professionally. We do also have the 4 front and rear side curtains for the car, and we do have a full top for the car, which actually fits quite well. It fits snugly. So you have your full winter protection package, such as it is with the Morgan. Over here on the car, we do have, of course, all the correct bows, and we do have photographs of the car with the top in place. We do not have a tonneau cover. That would be a great thing to get for this car. I think they look really cool with the tonneau covers, but we don't have one with this car. But again, the top does fit quite nicely. Here you can see the passenger side, same thing. Door card is nice. I think this is all, my guess is this is original leather, and it's in beautiful condition. It's just, I love stuff with some patina on it. Doors close nicely. Now on the engine itself, these cars of course have the Triumph motor. This car, and I mentioned this in the driving video, I've driven a bunch of Morgans. This one for some reason drives exceptionally well. The engine has wonderful torque. It revs like crazy. It's stock carburetors, stock exhaust system. The exhaust system was replaced relatively recently. We did notice when we did a compression test, it was unusually high. This car came in at 200 pounds in all 4 cylinders. We normally see around 180, maybe 185 or 190. 200 is on the high side. I wasn't surprised when we did the compression test because it runs so well. It starts instantly and it has that feel of a very strong motor. So I do not know if the motor was ever tuned or has different compression, but it certainly has very strong compression in it. And the gearbox, the clutch, the steering, the brakes are all working quite well on the car. It's a beautiful driving car. So if you're looking for a +4 that has great patina, it's black and burgundy, so I think it's gorgeous. It is ready to be used and driven. It can be driven hard. These Morgans are meant to be driven. They definitely are clearly performance cars. So please take a look at the car. Ask us any questions you may have. We'll be happy to answer. Take any specific photos. I hope somebody gets this car and just really drives the heck out of it, because that's what it loves doing. Thanks for watching the video.